Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Ezekiel 14 to 18, Proverbs 29, and Psalm 90. Let's get started. Some of the elders of Israel came to see me. They sat down with me. And then a message from the Lord came to me. The Lord said, "Son of man, these men have thought about nothing but other gods. They have fallen into the evil trap of worshipping them. Should I let these evil men ask me for any advice? Speak to them, tell them, the Lord and King said, suppose any of the Israelites think about other gods, and they fall into the evil trap of worshipping them. Then they go to a prophet to ask them. Then they go to a prophet to ask for advice. If they do, I myself will tell the prophet to answer them and keep them with their worship of many gods. I'll win back the hearts of many of the people of Israel. All of them have deserted me for their other gods. So speak to the people of Israel. Tell them, the Lord and King says, turn away from your sins. As you turn away from your gods, give up all the evil things you have done. I hate them. Suppose any of the Israelites or any outsiders who live in Israel separate themselves from me, and they think about other gods. They fall into the evil trap of worshipping them. Then they go to their prophet for advice. If they do, I myself will tell the prophet to answer them. I will turn against them. I will make an example out of them. People will talk about the bad things that happen to you. I will remove them from you. Then you will know that I am the Lord. Suppose that prophet is stirred up to give a prophecy. Then I am the Lord who stirred him up, and I will reach out my powerful hand against him. I will destroy him from among my people. The prophet will be as much to blame as the one who asks him for advice. Most of them will be guilty. The other people of Israel will no longer wander away from me, and they will not make themselves unclean anymore with their amazing. They will be my people, and I will be their God. And this is the Lord and King. A message from the Lord came to me. The Lord said, Son of man, suppose the people in a certain country sin against me, and they are not faithful to me. So I reach out my powerful hand against them. I cut off their food supply. I make them very hungry. I kill them and their animals. And suppose Noah, Jacob, Daniel, and Job were in that country. Then these 3 men could save only themselves by doing what is right. And as is the Lord and King. Suppose I send wild animals through that country. And they kill all its children. No one can pass through it because of the animals. And suppose these 3 men were in that country. And they could not save their own sons or daughters. They alone would be saved. But the land would become a dry and empty desert, and ashes falling. And suppose I sent those to kill the other people in that country. And I said, let's throw 3 coals with me. And I kill the people and the animals. And suppose these 3 men were in the country. And they could not save their own sons or daughters. They alone would be saved. And that is just as sure as I am alive. And that is the Lord and King. Well, suppose I send a plague into that land. And I pour out my great anger on it by stone and fire. I kill the people and their animals. And suppose Noah, Daniel, and Job were in that land. Then they could not save their own sons or daughters. They could save only themselves by doing what is right. And that is just as sure as I'm alive. And that is the Lord and King. The Lord and King said, it will get much worse. I'll punish Jerusalem in 4 horrible ways. There will be war, hunger, wild animals, and plague. They will destroy the people and their animals. But some people will be left alive. Some children will be brought out of the city. They will come to you. You will see how they act and the way they live. And you will be comforted in spite of all the trouble I brought on Jerusalem. You will be comforted when you see how they act and the way they live. Then you will know that I did not do anything there without a reason, and that is the Lord. A message from the Lord came to me. So here's what the Lord said. Son of man, how is the wood of a vine different from the wood of any tree in the forest? Can its wood ever be made into anything useful? Can pegs be made from it to hang things on? Suppose it is thrown in the fire to be burned, and the fire burns both ends and blackens the mill. So then is the wood useful for anything? It was not useful when it was hot. So how can it be made into something useful now? The fire has burned it and blackened it. Here's what the Lord and King says. Instead of the wood of any tree in the forest, I have given the vine to burn in the fire. I will treat the people who live in Jerusalem the same way. I will turn against them. They might have come out of the fire, but the fire will destroy them anyway. I will turn it against them. Then you will know that I am the Lord. I will make the land a dry and empty desert. My people have not been faithful to me, and as is the Lord again. A message from the Lord came from me. The Lord said, Son of man, tell the people of Jerusalem the evil things they have done. I hate those things. Tell them, the Lord and King speaks to Jerusalem. He says, your history and line of Canaan goes back a long way. Your father was an Amorite. Your mother was a Hittite. On the day you were born, the cord was not cut. You were not washed with water to clean. You were not washed with water to clean you up. You were not rubbed with salt, and you were not wrapped in large strips of cloth. No one took pity on you. No one was concerned enough to do any of these things for you. Instead, you were thrown out into an open field. You were hated on the day you were born. I was passing by. I saw you kicking around in the grass. As you were lying there, I said to you, live. I made you grow like a plant in the field. Soon you had grown up. You became a young adult. Your breasts had formed, and your hair had grown, but you were completely naked. Later I was passing by you again. I looked at you. I saw that you were old enough for love, so I married you and took good care of you. I covered your naked body. I made a firm promise to you. I entered into a covenant with you, and you became mine, and as is the Lord and King. I bathed you with water. I washed the blood off you, and I put lotions on you. I put a beautiful dress on you. I gave you sandals made out of fine leather. I dressed you in fine linen. I covered you with expensive clothes. I decorated you with jewelry. I put bracelets on your arms. I gave you a necklace for your neck. I put rings on your nose and lip. I will give you a beautiful crown for your head. So you were decorated with gold and silver. Your clothes were made out of fine linen. I covered you with expensive clothes. I decorated you with jewelry. I put bracelets on your arms. I put a necklace for your neck, and I put rings on your nose and ears, and I gave you a beautiful crown for your hair. So you were decorated with gold and silver. Your clothes were made out of fine linen. They were made out of expensive and beautiful cloth. Your food was made out of olive oil and fine fat. You became very beautiful. You became a queen. You were so beautiful that your fame spread among the nations. The glory I had given you made your beauty perfect. And as is the Lord, that you trusted in your beauty. You used your fame to become a prostitute. You offered your body freely to anyone who passed by. In fact, you gave yourself to anyone who wanted you. You used some of your clothes to make my places colorful, and people worshipped other gods. You were a prostitute. You went to your lover, and he took your beauty. He had given you fine jewelry. You used it to make for yourself statues of no gods. You worshipped those gods. You are not faithful to me. You put your beautiful clothes. You put your beautiful clothes on. You put your beautiful clothes on them. You offered my oil and incense on them too. You also offered them food. It was made out of olive, honey, and the finest flour. I had given it to you, and you offered it as a sweet smelling and incense too. And that is what you did, and it was just working. Then you took your sons and daughters. And you sacrificed them as food to our gods. Wasn't it enough for you to be a prostitute? You killed my children. You did not remember the days when you were young. At that time you were completely naked. You were kicking around in your blood. But now you have done evil things. I hate them. You have worshipped other gods. You have not been faithful to me. How terrible it will be for you. And that's just learning it. How terrible for you. You continue to sin against me. Your people built up mounds for themselves in every market. They put little places of worship on them. They set them up in every street corner. Jerusalem, you misused your beauty. You offered your body to anyone who passed by. You did it again and again. You committed shameful acts with the Hebrews. They were your neighbors who were ready to have sex with you. You offered yourself to them again and again. That made me very angry. So I reached out my powerful hand against you. I made your territory small. I handed you over to the Philistine enemies. Your people in your towns were shocked by your impure conduct. You also committed shameful acts amidst the people of Assyria. Nothing ever seemed to satisfy you. You could never get enough. Then you offered yourself to the people of Babel. But that did not satisfy you either. There are many traders in the land of Babylon. I am filled with great anger against you. Just look at all the things you are doing. You are acting like a prostitute. You are acting like a prostitute who has no shame at all. Your people build up mounds at every street corner. Little places of worship on them in every market. But you do not really act like a prostitute. That's because you refuse to let your lovers pay you anything. You unfaithful wife. You would rather be with strangers than with your own husband. Every prostitute receives gifts. Instead, you give gifts to all your lovers. You offer them money to come and sleep with you. You are not faithful to me. As a prostitute, you are the opposite of others. No one runs after you to sleep with you. You are exactly the opposite. You pay them. They do not pay you. You prostitute. Listen to the Lord's message. The Lord King says, you poured out your desire and slept with them. You did it again and again. You worship other gods. I hate them. Are you going to sacrifice your children too? So I am going to gather together all the lovers you found pleasure with. They included those you loved and those you hated. And I'll gather them against you from everywhere. I'll take off your clothes right off in front of them, and they'll see you completely naked. I will hand out my sentence against you. You will be punished like women who commit adultery and sacrifice their children to other gods. I am so angry with you. So I'll sentence you to death for everything you have done. Then I'll hand you over to your lover. They will tear down the mounds you built. They will destroy the little places of worship you put they'll take your clothes off, they will remove your fine jewelry, and they will leave you completely naked. They will bring a crowd against you, and their crowd will put you to death by throwing stones at you, and they will chop you to pieces with their swords. They will burn down your houses and punish you. Any woman will see, I will not let you be a prostitute. I will not let you be a prostitute anymore. You will no longer pay your lovers. You know my great anger against you will die. My jealous anger will turn away from me. I will not be angry anymore. You do not remember the days when you were young. The things you did made me very angry. Anything that happens to you will be your own fault. And says the Lord and King. You added impure conduct to all those other things you did. I hate all those things. All those who use Proverbs will use this one about you. They will say, like mother, like daughter. You are a true daughter. You are a true daughter of your mother. She hated her husband and children. And you are a true sister of your sisters. They hated their husbands and children. Your mother was a Hittite. Your father was an Amorite. Your older sister was Samaria. She lived north of you with her daughters. Your younger sister was Sodom. She lived south of you with her daughters. You lived exactly the way they did. You copied their evil practices. I hate their practices. Everything you did was so simple that you soon became even worse than they were. Your sister Sodom and her daughters never did what you and your daughters have done, and that's just as I am alive. And that's this glory king. Here's what your sister Sodom committed. She and her daughters were proud. They ate too much. They were not concerned about others. They did not help those who were poor and in need. They were very proud. They did many things that were evil in my eyes. I hated those things. So I got rid of Sodom and her daughters, just as you have seen. Samaria did not commit half the sins you did. You sinned even more than they did. I hate those sins. Compared to what you did, you made your sisters seem godly, so you will be dishonored. You have given your sisters an excuse for what they did. In fact, your sisters appear to be more godly than you. So then, be ashamed. You will be dishonored. You have made them appear to be godly. I will not give you back what you had before. I will also do the same thing for Sodom and her daughters, and I will do the same for Samaria and her daughters. And I will make you feel dishonored. You will be ashamed of everything you have done. You have made them feel better because you sinned more and were punished more than they were. Your sisters Sodom and Samaria and their daughters will return to what they were before, and you and your daughters will return to what you were before. In the past, you would not even mention your sister Sodom. You were proud at that time. That was before your sin was uncovered. Now the daughters of Edom make fun of you. So do all her neighbors and the daughters of the Philistines. Everyone who lives around you hates you. So you will be punished for your impure conduct. I also punish you for the other evil things you have done. I hate all those things. And as the Lord and King says, I will punish you in keeping with what you have done. I sealed with a promise the covenant I made with you. You hated that promise, and you broke my covenant. But I will remember my covenant with you. Now I will make a new covenant with you. It will last forever. Then you will remember how you have lived. You will be ashamed when I give you Samaria and Sodom. Samaria is your older sister. Sodom is your younger one. I will give them and their daughters to you as daughters. They can't happen based on my old and new. Based on my new color. Based on my old covenant with you. So I'll make my new covenant with you. Then you will know that I am the Lord. I will pay for all the sins you have committed. Then you'll remember what you've done. You will be ashamed of. Because of your shame, you'll never speak and against me again. And this is the Lord and King. A message from the Lord came to me. The Lord said, "Son of man, tell the people of Israel a story about their king. Let them know what will happen to them. Tell them, the Lord and King says, a great eagle came to the city of Laban. It was powerful wings and a lot of feathers. It had powerful wings and a lot of feathers. The feathers were colorful and beautiful. The eagle landed in the top of a cedar tree. It broke off the highest twig. The eagle carried it away to the land of Babylon. There are many traders in that land. The eagle planted the twig in the city of Babylon. Then took from the land a seed that had just sprouted. It put it in rich soil and near plenty of water. It planted the seed like a willow tree. The seed grew into a large spreading vine. Its branches turned toward the eagle, and its roots remained under the eagle. So the seed became a vine. It produced branches and put out leaves. But there was another great eagle. It also had powerful wings and a lot of feathers. Then the vine now sent its roots to the place where it was branched. It reached out its branches to the eagle, for water. The seed had been planted in good soil near plenty of water. Then it could produce branches and bear fruit. It could become a beautiful vine. Ezekiel, tell the Israelites, the Lord and King says, will the vine grow? Won't it be pulled up by its roots? Won't all its fruit be stripped off? Won't it dry up? All its new growth will dry up. It will not take a strong arm or many people to pull it up. It has been planted, but will it grow? No. It will dry up completely when the east wind strikes it. It will dry up in the place where it grew. A message from the Lord came to me. The Lord said, these people refuse to obey me. Ask them. Don't you know what these things mean? Tell them. Nebuchadnezzar went to Jerusalem. He was the king of the Babylon. He carried off King Jehoiachin and his nobles. He brought them back with him to the city of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar made a peace treaty with Ezekiel. He was a member of Jerusalem royal family. Nebuchadnezzar made him promise he would keep the treaty. He also took away the leading men of the land as prisoners. He did it to bring down their king. It would not rise again. In fact, it would be able to last only by keeping this treaty. But Zedekiah turned against him. He sent messengers in a large army. Will he succeed? Well, he does things like that escape. Can you break the peace treaty and still escape? Zedekiah will die in Babel. And answers the Lord again. And that's just as sure as I am alive. He will die in the land of King Nebuchadnezzar, who put him on the throne. And Zedekiah didn't keep his promise to Nebuchadnezzar and broke his treaty. So Nebuchadnezzar will build ramps against the walls of Jerusalem. He will set up war machines to destroy many lives. Pharaoh will not be able to help Zedekiah during the war. The huge and mighty army of Egypt will not be of any help. Zedekiah didn't keep his promise to Nebuchadnezzar and broke his treaty. Zedekiah had made a firm promise to keep. But he broke it anyway, so he will not escape. The Lord and King says, Zedekiah didn't keep the promise he made in my name. He broke the treaty, so I will pay him back, and that's just as sure as I am alive. I will spread out my net to catch him. He will be caught in my trap. I will bring him to Balaam. I will judge him there because he was not faithful to me. All Zedekiah's best troops will be killed by sword. Those who are left alive will be scattered to the winds. Then you will know that I have spoken. I am the Lord. The Lord and King says, I myself will get a tree at the very top of a cedar tree and plant it. I will break off the highest twig and will plant it on a very high mountain. I will plant it on the high mountains of Israel, and it will produce branches and bear fruit. It will become a beautiful sanctuary. All kinds of birds will make their nest in it. It will live in the shade of its branches. And all the trees in the forest will know that I bring down tall trees. I make short trees grow tall. I dry up green trees, and I make dry trees green. I have spoken. I will do this. I am the Lord. A message from the Lord came to me. The Lord said, You people have a proverb about the land of Israel. What do you mean by it? It says, The parents eat sour grapes, but the children have a bitter taste in their mouths. Do not use that proverb in Israel anymore. And it's just the Lord. And that's just as sure as I'm alive. Everyone who belongs to me, parents and children alike belong to me. And a person will die because of their own sins. Suppose there is a godly man who does what is fair and right, and he does not eat at the mountain temples. He does not worship the statues of Israel's gods. He does not sleep with another man's wife. He does not have sex with his own wife during a monthly period. He does not treat anyone badly. Instead, he always returns things he takes to make sure loans are paid back. He does not steal. Instead, he gives his food to hungry people. He provides clothes for those who are naked. He does not charge interest when he lends money to them. He does not make money from them. He keeps himself from doing what is wrong. He judges cases fairly. He obeys my rules. He is faithful in keeping my laws. He always does what is right. You can be sure he will live, and that's his rewarding. But suppose he has a mean son who harms other people. The son commits murder, or he does some other things that are wrong. Suppose he does these things even though his father never does. Suppose the son eats at the mountain temples, and he sleeps with another man's wife. He treats poor and needy people badly. He steals. He does not pay back what he owes. He worships statues of gods. He does other things I hate. He charges interest when he lends money to poor people. He makes money from them. Will a man like that live? He will not. He must be put to death. And what happens to him will be his own fault. He did many things I hate. Suppose this son has a son of his own, and the son sees all the sins his father commits. He sees them, but he does not do them. Suppose he does not eat at the mountain temples, and he does not worship the statues of Israel's gods. He does not sleep with another man's wife. He does not treat anyone badly. He does not make people give him something to prove they will pay back what they owe him. He does not steal. Instead, he gives his food to hungry people. He provides clothes for those who are naked. He keeps himself from committing sins. He does not charge interest when he lends money to poor people. He does not make money from them. He keeps my laws and obeys my rules. He will not die because of his father's sin. You can be sure he will live, but his father will die because of his own sin. He got rich by cheating others. He robbed his relatives. He also did what was wrong among his people. But you still ask, is the son guilty along with the father? No, the son did what was fair and right. He was careful to obey all my rules, so you can be sure he will live. A person will die because of their own sins, and a child will not be guilty because of what their parent did, and a parent will not be guilty because of what their child did. The right things a godly person does will be added to their account. The wrong things a simple person does will be charged against them. But suppose a simple person turns away from all the sins they have committed, and then they obey all my rules. They will do what is fair, and you can be sure they will live. They will not die. None of the sins they have committed will be held against them. Because of the godly things they have done, they will live. When sinful people die, it does not give me any joy, and as is the Lord and King. But when they turn away from their sins and live, that makes me very happy. Suppose a godly person stops doing what is right, and they sin. they do the same evil things a sinful person does. They do things I hate, and then they will not live. I will not remember any of the right things they've done. And they have not been faithful to me, and they have also committed many other sins. So they were guilty. They will die. But you will say, what the Lord does isn't fair. Listen to me, Israelite. What I do is always fair. What you do is not. Suppose a godly person stops doing what is right, and they sin. Then they will die because of it. They will die because of the sin they've committed. But suppose a sinful person turns away from the evil things they have done, and they do what is fair and right. Then they'll save their life. They think about all the evil things they've done, and they turn away from them. And you can be sure they will live. They will not die. But the Israelites will say, what the Lord does isn't fair. People of Israel, what I do is always fair, and what you do is not. So I'll judge you, Israel. I'll judge each of you in keeping with what you've done. And answers the Lord. Turn away from your sins. Turn away from all the evil things you've done. Then sin will not bring you down. Get rid of all the evil things you've done. Let me give you a new heart and a new spirit. Then you'll be faithful to me. Why should you die, people of Israel? When anyone dies, it does not give me any joy. And this is the Lord and King. So turn away from your sins, then you'll live. Sing a song of sadness about Israel's spirits. Say to Israel. Proverbs 29. Whoever still wants to obey after being warned many times will suddenly be destroyed. Nothing can save. And those who write grow stronger than the people are glad. But those who do wrong become rulers, the people glad. A man who loves wisdom makes his father glad, but a man who spends time with pride to choose wastes his father's wealth. By doing what is fair, king makes the country secure. But those who only want money tear it down. And those who pretend praise their neighbors are spreading a net to catch them by the feet. Sinful people are trapped by their own sin. The godly people shout for joy and are glad. Those who do what is right want to treat poor people fairly. But those who do what is wrong don't care about the poor. Those who make fun of others stir up a sea. The wise people turn anger away. Now, suppose a wise person goes to court with a foolish person. Then the foolish person gets mad and pokes fun, and there's no peace. Murderers hate honest people. They try to kill those who do what is right. Foolish people let their anger run wild. But wise people keep themselves under control. If rulers listen to lies, all their officials become evil. The Lord gives sight to the eyes of the poor people and those who treat others badly. That's what they both have in common. If a king judges poor people fairly, his throne will always be secure. Now, if a child is corrected, they become wise. But a child who is not corrected brings shame to their mother. And those who do wrong grow stronger, so does sin. Those who do right will see them destroyed. And if you correct your children, they'll give you peace. They'll bring you the light you desire. Where there is no message from God, people don't control themselves. Blessed is the one who obeys wisdom and instruction. Servants can't be corrected only by words. Even if they understand, they won't obey. Have you seen someone who speaks without thinking? There's more hope for foolish people than for that person. A servant who has been spoiled from youth will have no respect for you later on. An angry person stirs up wrath, and a person with a bad temper commits many sins. Pride brings a person, but those whose spirits are low will be honored. To help a thief is to become your own enemy. When you go to court, you won't dare to say anything. If you are afraid of people, it will trap you. But if you trust in the Lord, it will keep you safe. He will keep you safe. Many people want to be over, but only the Lord sees that people are treated fairly. Those who do what is right hate dishonest people. Those who do what is wrong hate honest people. Psalm 90. Lord, from the very beginning you've been like a home to us. Before you created the whole world and the mountains were made, from the beginning to the end you are God. You turn human beings back to dust. You say to them, return to dust. To you, 1,000 years are like a day that has just gone by. They are like a few hours of the night. Yet you sweep people away, and they die. They are like new grass that grows in the morning. When in the morning it springs up new, but by evening it's all dried up. Your anger destroys us. Your burning anger terrifies us. You have put our sins right in front of you. You have placed our secret sins so that you can see them plainly. You have been angry with us for all. You have been angry with us all of our days. We groan as we come to the end of our lives. We live to be about 70, or we may live to be 80 if we stay healthy. Even our best days are filled with trouble and sorrow. The years quickly pass, and we are gone. If only we knew about the power of your anger. It is as great as the respect we should have for you. Teach us to realize how short our lives are. Then our hearts will become wise. Lord, please stop punishing us. How long will you keep it up? Be kind to us. Satisfy us with your faithful love. Then we can sing for joy and be glad all our days. Make us glad for as many days as you have made us suffer. Give us joy for as many years as we had trouble. Show us your mighty acts. Let our children see your glorious power. May the Lord our God always be pleased with us. Lord, make what we do succeed. Please make what we do succeed. Now that's done, I shall now do the Lord's Prayer. Please bow your hands. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we also forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.